Morning. Today we're doing the Teston River walk. It's about 7k. So without further ado, let's get on it. So straight away, the route that I'm supposed to be taking is a little bit off because there seems to be some kind of building work going on. So that's not a great start. But I've got a suspicion that if we go through this way, we'll find our way back to the correct route. I'll have to try and wing it this one because I'm not entirely sure which is the right way to go. Morning, you alright? Right, I think one way or another we've ended up where we're meant to be. We're not going in this direction. I just wanted to show you the weir. Anyway, I think this is the way we're meant to be going. Does look like I'm on the correct path again. So it was only a minor detour, nothing major. I do like these weighted gates. I don't know why. I don't know. They just, I quite like them. They're a simple idea, well executed. Now I've had to do this walk over a couple of days because I did the entire walk and then realised that I hadn't filmed the first sort of kilometre. Somehow my camera hadn't started, so I've had to come back a few days later, and so it's the same walk, but the first kilometre that I'm doing now is a few days after the rest of it. So, you know, there's been quite a lot of rain since the first time and the second time. So, if all of a sudden it goes from being a very wet looking day to being bone dry and sunny, then you'll know why. But yeah, that's the reason. It's because I messed it up. Somehow the camera didn't turn on. I'm not sure how, but that's what happened. Anyway, let's have a look at this river. This is the Medway. Anyone who lives in the area will know the Medway very well. Runs all the way through Maidstone and Chatham and Rochester and God knows where else. Other than that, I don't know a lot about the Medway, I have to confess. Maybe I should look that up and try and find out. A couple of ducks. Just having a slow Slow saunter down the river. Oh, it's cows. There we go. That's the first time we've actually managed to get up close to some cows. I've seen plenty of sheep on our walks, but cows not so much. Oh, there's a squirrel, is it? Oh, that's a rabbit. There's a bunny. Off into the woods. Here we are, back out with this lovely view of the River Medway. Just coming up to the 1 kilometre mark. It's quite uneven ground here. I mean, not massively so, but you need to keep your eye on where you're going, because you'll, as I've done a couple of times, you'll find yourself going into a little divot in the mud, and that can easily turn your ankle if you haven't got the right shoes or boots on. So, oh, there's more. Is that more rabbits? Yeah, there's a rabbit over there. Or two. I'll keep still. There you go. Don't know if you saw that. It's just hiding there in the. There it is. Look. Try and be as careful as I can not to spook it. There it goes. Well, that one's gone. Well, that's a first. We haven't seen rabbits before. Again, I'm made to wonder when I walk around places like this how much it's changed since the sort of heyday in the 1800s, maybe 1800s, of of hop picking and host houses and general agricultural farming that made Kent such an important part of what was the empire. And physically, when you come out to bits like this, oh, there's a couple of swans. Physically, when you come out to bits like this, you do sort of feel like nothing has changed. Obviously, there's a lot of building work has gone on in Maidstone and East Farley and, you know, the areas around Wateringbury and stuff. But look at these 4 swans, absolute serenity, just gliding down the river. They're all just perfectly lined up again, like they know they're being filmed. Beautiful birds they are. Absolutely beautiful. Right, 4 absolutely beautiful swans just doing their thing, gliding down the river. Okay, just past the 1k mark. Let's have a look at this. We're under a willow tree. Let's have a look at this. Some dogs have just been alerted to my presence. Getting into some slightly longer growth here, nettles everywhere, as always. But it's not too overgrown. I mean, it's not like you've got to wade through them. It's still a quite a wide path. It's quite uneven ground, I will say that. It's I think the word is undulating. If I'm wrong, let me know, but it does seem to be up and down a bit. So, you know, do watch your step if you're doing this one. If you've got any mobility issues, we need to go down this path. But yeah, it also makes me think the amount of grass on the floor here, on the ground, makes me think that this isn't an overly used path, because obviously you find that it gets torn up by people's footfall and, you know, wet weather, etc. But there's a lot of grass here, so it kind of makes me feel as though this doesn't get walked on that often. So, you know, might get lucky and have a nice little stroll all to yourself. Now, I think we're coming up to a section of mooring. So there'll be a few barges along here. And boats. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Let's have a closer look at that. Oh, that's really lovely. That's in memory of Derek John Tillman. That's really lovely. I suspect this is a mooring and somebody's taken their boat out. So as you can see, there's boats all the way along here, moored up all along the midway, which I would imagine is quite lovely in the summer months to be able to just spend your days by the river. I'm going to take a risk and say that, and I know this has backfired on me before, but I'm going to take a risk and say that it's been really quite a level walk so far, and hopefully that's the way it stays. I mean, I suppose if fitness is my goal, then I should probably want some more hilly sections, but I'll be honest with you, it's Monday morning, it's quite warm, and I haven't had a cup of tea yet, a cup of coffee rather, so I could do without having to tackle any hills just now. I wonder what it's like down here at night when all the boats are lit up, if they are lit up. I mean, it might be pitch black, you never know, but you would imagine that if people were having to navigate their way down here to get to their boat, then they'd want to see where they were going. Maybe they just all carry torches. Now then, now we have to decide which way we're going. Well, probably not through there. Well, well, well. How about that? So that's what I love about these walks. You end up you're seeing things you just didn't expect to see. All it takes is to turn a corner and suddenly there it is. Now my suspicion, hello mate, I have to cross the bridge. Can I go through this way or do I have to go over the station? Oh cheers pal, thank you, nice one. Oh, trains are coming. Well, we're actually going to cross over this bridge, but I thought I'd just come down here and have a quick look. There's a restaurant down here by the look of it, and a bakery, somewhere to sit and have a cup of coffee. Not sure if it's open just now, doesn't look very open. I'm a little bit early for the Ramblers Rest, unfortunately, because I could do with a cup of coffee. Right, so we're going this way. Before I go this way, make sure I'm not meant to be on the other side of this barbed wire fence. Sure, there was a third horse when I walked up here the first time, but he seems to have gone and hidden himself somewhere, or herself. The problem with fields, certainly fields with livestock, is you kind of instinctively feel you shouldn't be in them. And the last thing you want is irate farmers coming and having a go at you. Now, there is a gate. There it is. Very well hidden. So at the 3.5k mark, not quite sure how we got that far, because it doesn't feel like I've been walking that long. But we've been going an hour and a quarter. I mean, I've got to say, one of the things I'm liking about this, although it's not hilly, I do feel like it's giving me a bit of a workout because of the terrain. Now, the simple fact that you're not walking on flats means that you've got to make that extra bit of effort. And yeah, you can certainly feel it. You can feel it in the legs. It makes you feel like you're... Sorry, the reason I've stopped is because, look, I want to show you this. Isn't that a beautiful flower? No idea what it is, but it's pretty. So yeah, yeah, it does. It feels like a bit of a workout just for the fact that you're not walking on flat ground, which I'm sure to anyone who's experienced in hiking will confirm and already know. The sun is right in my eyes. I'm going to have to start bringing the old sunnies out with me. So we've got about 2k to go from this point. We've done nearly 4, so we're looking at a 6. So I've added a kilometre on just by either taking the wrong path or, I don't know, messing around, being silly. But yeah, that's what's happened. But you know, an extra kilometre, it's like I said before, it's, or like I said last time, it's all extra steps. Adds to the fitness levels. I've spotted a lot of these molehills. I assume they're molehills. A hell of a lot of these, so that suggests that moles are quite prevalent in the area. Oh, we're getting into a muddy patch. Okay, this is where you have to try and navigate your way back out of it without landing on your this flower really is beautiful. I'd love to know what it is. If anyone knows, you know, do tell us. Leave a comment, which neatly brings me to, as I say every week, please remember to like, subscribe and comment. Comments are so important. I say it every week, but they really are so important to the channel. Without the comments, we don't know what you want to see. Without the comments, we don't know if we're making the right kind of content or not. And so do let us know. Let us know what you think. Even if it's just you want to tell me to shut up talking, you know. So we're in a little stretch of woodland here. Look at those greens. Look how green the green is, with the sunlight shining through it. Of course, I'm a little bit colourblind, so if they're brown, you know, forgive me. You'll have to forgive the camera work because we have some fallen trees here, which are making it pretty tricky to get through. But I think we've made it. I mean, it wasn't too tricky. Okay. Another little muddy stretch here. Fortunately, somebody's considerately put down some logs to walk on. That's very considerate. Yeah, that could have been tricky if there'd been no logs there. So and then you get views like this again. So we're approaching a bit of a hill. That's why people have loved Kent for all these years. Oh God. I've just seen horses and sheep over there, so let's go and get them. Well. Never seen one of them before. I'll be interested to know what kind of breed that is. They're very pretty. And those horns look like they could do a little bit of damage. And that fence looks like it's got some electricity running through it, which I'm not overly keen on touching. And hopefully the horses know, but don't come over here, mate, because I don't want you to get electrocuted. Alright. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to stand back simply because I don't want the horse to get an electric anything coming through it, which I suspect that fence has. Otherwise it would be lovely to give him a stroke and make his acquaintance. I mean, unless I'm wrong, of course, maybe it's not electrified. Maybe it's just normal fence, but I don't know. What do you reckon? That to me suggests electricity. So, oh God, there's a dog. Oh my God, he's not happy. Shh, 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 shh. Well, well, well. What a lovely house. Well, I'm not going to lie, that dog frightened the life out of me. He was a big old rotty, and I'm assuming he's there as a guard dog of sorts. And yeah, I suddenly found myself with nowhere to run to, and a barking Rottweiler. So, not gonna lie, I was slightly worried, but we seem okay. So we're on the final 1k, about 980 metres to go, and here's a I seem to have a thing lately of bumping into groups of ladies walking their dogs, and if I keep doing it, they're going to think I'm timing it on purpose, so that'll bump into them. Morning. Morning. You all right? Morning. 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 I'm all for the country life, me. I'm a Londoner, born and bred, lived in the city all my life, and I've lived in Kent for about 4 years, and I love it. Apart from the parking, it's very difficult to get parking. But when you've got views and walks like this, and the weather, it's lovely weather. Now, this looks like an old pillbox from World War II. Didn't expect to see. This is what I mean about you turn a corner and suddenly you find yourself Find yourself inspecting World War II artefacts. Probably should have gone round the other side. Let's have a look through there. Looks like it might be some sort of machine gun placement there. The groove's cut out. I could be wrong, but I've seen similar things in Germany. I went to Berchtesgaden a few years back, and there was a whole underground bunker system there that had gun emplacements cut into the reinforced concrete. It was very similar. So I'd be interested to know what this one was all for, considering where we are. Now you've got to remember, in 1940, 1939, 1940, up until 45, this was a very, very different area. You know, it was much less modernised, I'm sure, and maybe there was a fear of attack by the Germans if they'd won the Battle of Britain, that they would have come in through Kent. I mean, I'm sure they would. If they'd landed at, I assume, in Dover. Would they have landed at Dover? Anyway. Well. Aren't these the most beautiful little houses? With their matching flower bowls. I mean, that's just as good as it gets, isn't it? Mill cottages. Hello. Hello. It's okay. Hello. It's okay. You're right. Sorry. Hello. Hello, beautiful. Well, I don't think the dogs are liking me today. What was that? That's a Rottweiler and a couple of pit bulls that have taken a dislike, but you know, ultimately I suppose they think I'm on their land, so you know, you can't dig them out too much. No, I have to say that second one was terrifying. Yeah, that second one was a big old boy. I don't know if I caught him on camera yet, but yeah, scary. I feel sorry for the postman. So we've got about 400 metres to go, and so far I've managed to not be eaten by dogs. Thanks to a bit of good fencing, I have to say, and some quick moving owners. have a look to see what this says. So what we've just crossed is this bridge here. This is Teston Bridge, which according to the app is a listed structure built from Kentish ragstone, probably during the 15th century. Today the structure is made up of 6 arches, however once it had 7. You'll note the larger pointed central arch, rebuilt in 1739 to allow larger vessels to pass underneath. There you go. That's yeah, you can see that centre arch is a lot higher. Okay, so just about made it back to the end. It's been quite a nice walk, that, apart from the dogs, which were you know, they were doing their job. They're guard dogs, so you know they were doing their job. But I'm not going to lie, they frightened the life out of me. So we could do with a few less of them. But anyway, that's the end of the walk. As always, do please like, subscribe, and comment. And we hope you enjoyed it. We really hope you enjoyed it. It's been a lovely one for us. Cheers.